Hello, hello, and welcome everybody. JB here with JB's RCs. Thanks for stopping by. Got a fantastic trail running video for you today out at Santos Tiny Truck Trail. That's up at the Vortex entrance for the mountain bike trail up in Ocala, Florida. Hanging out with Ian's RCs, and we met a few new people out there today. Running my Axial UMG10, my LunarMog, as we call it. Got my Star Wars theme going on there. So we got full-size Stormtrooper driver, a bunch of Star Wars stickers and memorabilias, and I got a little metal model Star Destroyer on the back there. Super cool rig. I bought this fully assembled. It is the kit, and the guy that I got it from put some Proline shocks on there. It's got the old school Hobby Wing Fusion 2-in-1. I believe it's a 1900 kV. It is probably the best descending truck that I have. Going down, it is so beautifully smooth. It's amazing. Probably one of the top performing trucks that I have, considering all the extra weight that I have on the top with all the decal, and that's a full-size driver in there, like I said. So he's got quite a bit of weight to him, and that's all on the one side. The tires that I have on are pretty small there. Those are 1.9 metal beadlock wagon wheels with the J Concepts Landmines. The 4.55 size, so quite a bit tinier than normal. Normally I do the 4.75s, but with the short wheelbase, I wanted to keep it as low as I could, so the 4.55s still work very well and keep it settled down. Really fantastic rig. If you guys haven't ever driven one of these, it's a much shorter wheelbase than your average SCX-10 2, which is what it's based off of. Just shortened it up a little bit to fit that Unimog body on there, which I am a huge fan of. I got my little tow rope on there as well. I actually got to use that. We had met an older couple that was out there who was very new to the hobby, but the wife had a Element trail runner, the SUV that she was out there running with a little bit of upgraded wheels and tires on it. And then her husband had a fully modded Ecto, all metal links and metal axles and rims and tires, and then he left all the electronic stock. So he was having trouble with his steering, of course, all that extra weight. That stock steering servo wasn't good, and then the throttle was super touchy. So when he was trying to do more technical lines and trying to go slower, it was a little more difficult for him. There was one spot, actually, they were out trying to crawl up between the two trees that grew up in a V. And on the trail, they built these little rocks up. Unfortunately, I wasn't recording this. I should have pulled out my phone and recorded it, but we met up with them, Ian and I, and they were trying to climb up this little pile of rocks up into this V of a tree. They were having some difficulties. So I pulled up there, and I showed them the right line to take with my truck here, with the Unimog. And since I made it to the top, I was like, let's try a tow, if somebody needs a tow. So his wife tried, and she got almost all the way to the top, and then she was blown away when she just saw me hook this little stretchy, basically a bungee cord, tow strap that I have on there, and just gave her enough of a nudge to pull her up over. She was, I should have seen her glowing. And then Ian came up after that, and then the other gentleman that we had met with his tweaked out Ecto, again with that, I can't believe. I told him, I said, listen, you really need to upgrade your electronics first before you start throwing metal and all this other stuff on there. Really putting everything to the test, and with all that extra weight, you're even more touchy on your throttle and less power on your servo, is what it feels like, at least. Still the same amount of power, obviously, just more weight makes it harder to turn. So then pulled him up over once he tried for like the 5th time and couldn't quite make it to the top. He was even restacking rocks to try to get traction where he needed it and everything. It's just, again, being someone who was newer to the hobby, he was really more flooring it to try to get around places, and then sometimes that's not the case. Now, granted, sometimes you do want to floor it to get up over humps and bumps and get that front end pulling you over too. So, but for this line, they really wanted to go slow, and he was having trouble just going slow enough to keep his tires where they needed to be. Another thing is that the line we were pulling there was uphill, of course, climbing rocks, of course, but it was also at an angle with a turn in the middle of it. So he was, when you get to that turn, he would, try to go slow so that his front tires would pull him around the turn. But the back ones were just pushing his front end forward, and he was falling right off the side of the pile of rocks. So I was giving him some pointers. It was always nice to meet some people, new or in the hobby. Everybody's always willing to help each other out, have some fun. But yeah, we were out trail running and had a great day. Awesome time out there. And for the first time ever, I think I might have seen most of the trails. We were out there all day long. I ran 3 or 4 trucks. Ian also ran 3 or 4 trucks. There was 5 or 6 other people out there on this particular day that we went. There was even a gentleman who was actually working on building some more trails out there. So this is a great spot. Every time we go out, there's some new stuff or new things. And it's way bigger than you would think. There's probably a good 4 miles maybe worth of trails out through there. And that's just the ones that I've seen. There might be more than that I just haven't gone on to yet. For the most part, they're pretty basic trails, but there are definitely some really technical lines and some of the stuff that's been built up here. Like this spot is just a big hill, maybe 20 feet tall sand hill, and they put all these little wooden things and ridges and rocks to climb up. Of course, there's still the roots and the loose sand that you're trying to grip on, so great spot. And then right here, this pile is just a bunch of bricks and cement blocks that you can crawl over. A little wooden bridge there. So, I mean, it's just so much fun out here. And there's a lot of shade, which is nice, especially here in Florida where it gets really hot. So, yeah, we had a blast. But I do love this truck. Probably one of my top 3 trucks at the moment, just, again, for looks and for performance. That 2-in-1 Fusion is fantastic for crawling. The Landmines are great for wheels. Those Proline shocks are always amazing. Interesting enough, this is actually running stock servo still. So whatever the stock servo was that came with the kit, it's just an aluminum body with plastic ends, but it works very well. 7.4 volts running off that Fusion. And runs 3S lipo, of course, as always. And this is actually running, I believe it is the Spektrum DX2 or DX3 receiver transmitter still. So very simple. All I did was take that rear spare tire off and the stock wheels and tires off when I got it, put some upgraded wheels and tires on, and it's still running exactly how I bought it when it was already built and used. I did trim the front bumper a little because I was getting a lot of rubbing there with my bigger tires. These ones are no problem. And had to cut a little of the interior out, of course, to get my full-size driver in there. Oh, gosh, I love this shot right here. That focused on the rock, faded in the rear, and then it focuses in on the truck eventually. Oh, yeah. Probably one of my favorite shots of this whole video. So I hope you guys enjoy the rest. And thanks for stopping by. Really appreciate all the support. I got the week off this week, so I should be posting a whole bunch of videos. So get ready for a big old slam from JB's RCs. And go ahead and like, comment, subscribe, smash that notification button, of course, if you haven't already, so you get notified for my future videos. I got a couple new bodies coming up and a kind of a new little setup I got going on my Gen 7 that you guys I think are going to like a lot. Everybody seemed to respond well to it when I had it out, so I got some video finally, some good video of it. First time I took it out, it was pouring rain, and with all the new goodies that I had on there, I didn't want to get anything all dirty and muddy already first run, so I did run it a little bit that day, I won't lie, just to make sure everything was running smoothly. And then second time I had it out, I had an almost dead battery. I let a friend of mine drive the truck, and one of the drive shafts broke, which of course he felt horrible about, but I keep telling him, you know, they were stock drive shafts still. They were probably ready to break anyways. Whoever was driving it, including me, would have probably broke it, because he broke it on a sand hill, actually. It wasn't even crawling on a rock or anything, so there you go. Now you know one of the upgrades for the new video coming out. I got metal drive shafts on my Gen 7. Whoop, whoop. Bunch more goodies, though, so stay tuned for that. I'll have that one coming up soon. And, of course, we'll have some more running video out here at Santos. Got a little bit coming from Arapeca, of course, and then Cotton's RC Village and Adventure, obviously always a good place. He's been having some health issues, so he hasn't been open every weekend like he was before, but we'll be getting back out there shortly. I think he's going to be doing a little bit of a comp situation, maybe 2 weekends from now, after the Easter weekend, so we'll see how that goes. But hope everybody has a great week, and get out there and have some fun. Thanks for watching.